She waited for the ring and lost her best years. The promise. Clara was just 23 when she met Jason. It was a bright Saturday afternoon. She had just finished college and was full of dreams. Dreams of building a career, traveling the world, and one day, marrying someone who truly loved her. That evening, she wore a soft pink dress to her friend's wedding. She didn't know that this night would change her life. Jason was there too, tall, with kind eyes and a confident smile. He was 28, already working in a bank in the city. He had just bought his first car and had big plans for his future. When he introduced himself, Clara felt something special. They talked all night about school, books, travel, and love. As the music played, Jason took her hand gently and said, "You're different, Clara. I think you're the kind of woman I could marry." Her heart skipped. No man had ever said that to her so early. "Are you serious?" she asked with a shy smile. "Yes," Jason replied, "but not now. I want to build a good life first, buy a house, save some money. Then I'll give you the ring." Clara believed him completely. Why wouldn't she? He called her every morning and sent her goodnight texts. He brought her flowers just because. He introduced her to his friends. On weekends, he took her to nice restaurants and long walks in the park. He even talked about the children they would have one day. So she waited. 1 year has passed. Her friends started getting married, one after another. Clara attended all their weddings, smiling in photos, dancing in high heels, and tossing flower petals. But at night, when she got home, she would sit in bed and whisper, "When will it be me?" Jason always had the same answer. "Just a little more time, Clara. You're the one. I promise." And so, she waited. But time didn't wait for her. Kept moving. The waiting game. 2 years passed. Clara was now 25. Still no ring. Still no proposal. But she held on to hope like it was the last thing she had. Every birthday, every Valentine's Day, every anniversary, she thought, maybe this is it. Maybe he'll ask today. But the ring never came. Instead, Jason gave her perfume, flowers, and dinner dates. Everything. Except the one thing she had been promised. Her mother noticed the delay. One Sunday afternoon, as they prepared food in the kitchen, her mom asked softly, "Clara, what is Jason waiting for? 2 years is not short." Clara paused, then replied, "He just wants to be stable first, Mom. He says he's saving up." Her mom wiped her hands and gave her a look only mothers give when they're worried but don't want to hurt you. "Just make sure he's not saving up to marry someone else," she said quietly. Clara didn't sleep well that night. She started to notice the little things. Jason no longer brought up the future. He didn't talk about kids or houses anymore. Whenever she mentioned weddings, he changed the topic or said he was too busy with work. At first, she ignored the signs. "He's just tired," she told herself. "He's a man. He's under pressure." But her friends were not so quiet. One evening during a girls' hangout, her friend Anita said, "Clara, how long are you going to wait? You've been with Jason since forever, and he's still not sure." Another friend whispered behind her back, "She's wasting her best years." Clara heard them, every word, but she couldn't let go. She had invested too much. Time, love, trust, her entire heart. "I can't start over," she told herself. "He's the one. He just needs more time." So she stayed. Jason still called, still said he loved her. But the calls were shorter now. The messages came late, and the dates became rare. One night, they sat in his car after dinner. Clara looked at him and asked, "Jason, it's been 2 years. When are we getting married?" Jason sighed. He didn't look at her. "I told you, Clara. I just need a little more time." Her voice trembled. "How much more time?" "I don't know," he replied. Those 3 words hit her harder than she expected. "I don't know." What did that even mean? Her heart sank, but her lips stayed quiet. She looked out the window and said nothing. And once again, she waited. Signs she ignored. Clara turned 27. It had been 4 years since Jason promised her the ring. For birthdays, for Valentine's Days, for New Year's Eves. All without a proposal. Her best friend was now a mother of two. Her younger cousin had just gotten engaged. Even her shy coworker, the one who never talked about love, showed up one Monday morning with a shiny diamond on her finger. Clara smiled with them, took pictures, sent congratulations. But each time, she went home and cried in silence. What am I doing wrong? She often asked herself. Why is everyone moving forward? And I'm still here. Jason still said he loved her, but something had changed. He no longer made her feel special. No more surprises. No more thoughtful texts during the day. No more deep talks about the future. One evening, Clara sat in her bed, scrolling through her phone when she stopped on a picture that made her heart race. Jason, at a party, smiling beside a woman she had never seen before. They looked close, too close. She stared at the photo for a long time. Her hands felt cold. Immediately, she called him. Who's the girl in that photo? She asked, trying to sound calm. Jason laughed lightly. Just a friend. Don't worry, just a friend. Yes, he said. Come on, Clara. You're overthinking. She wanted to ask more, but she didn't. She didn't want to sound jealous. She didn't want to seem insecure. So she said, okay, and forced a small laugh. But inside, her heart whispered, don't ignore this. Then came more strange behavior. Jason would read her messages but reply hours later. Sometimes not at all. He started canceling dates last minute. When they were together, he looked at his phone more than he looked at her. He used to notice everything about her. Her new hairstyle, her smile, her favorite ice cream. Now, he barely noticed when she wore something new. Clara kept telling herself, maybe he's just stressed. Maybe work is too much. But deep inside, she felt it. He was drifting. One night, after he dropped her at home, she stood at her window and watched him drive away. She whispered to herself, what if he's just keeping me here until he finds someone better? A tear rolled down her cheek, but she wiped it quickly. No, she told herself. Jason loves me. He said I'm the one. He said he just needs time. So once again, she stayed, and she waited. The truth uncovered. Clara was now 29. Almost 6 years had passed since Jason made her that sweet promise. You are the woman I want to marry. But that promise had become a shadow, fading, distant, empty. Her phone rarely rang anymore. Jason stopped coming by often. When he did, his visits felt rushed, like he couldn't wait to leave. And still, Clara tried to hold on, to hope, to believe. Her friends had stopped asking, when's the wedding? They knew better now. Even her mom no longer brought it up. Clara felt stuck between fear and pride. She was afraid to leave because she had given too many years, and she was too proud to admit to the world that maybe she had waited in vain. Then, one Saturday afternoon, everything changed. Clara had gone to the mall to buy a gift for her niece. She was walking toward the exit when she heard a voice behind her. Clara, she turned. It was Grace, an old friend from college. They hugged, surprised and happy to see each other after so long. They chatted quickly about life, work, and the past. Then Grace paused. Hey, just wondering, are you still with Jason Parker? Clara smiled and nodded. Yes. Why? Grace's face changed. Her smile faded. She looked uncomfortable. Oh no, she whispered. I didn't know you were still together. I saw him a few weeks ago. He was with another woman. Clara's body froze. What do you mean? They were at a restaurant, holding hands. She looked very close to him. She was wearing a ring. Clara's breath caught in her throat. A ring. Grace looked down. I'm so sorry, Clara. I didn't want to tell you, but I felt you should know. Clara thanked her quietly, then walked away in silence. Her heart felt like glass, cracked and ready to shatter. That night, she didn't cry. She didn't sleep. She sat on her bed, holding her phone, thinking of all the signs, all the words, all the years. Then, with shaking hands, she dialed his number. Jason, we need to talk, she said when he picked up. They met at a quiet spot. Clara looked into his eyes, her voice calm but firm. "Who is she?" she asked. Jason didn't pretend. He didn't lie. He sighed, then looked away. "Her name is Emily," he said. "We've been seeing each other for a while." Clara stared at him, stunned. "Are you engaged?" He nodded slowly. "Yes," just like that. 6 years of waiting, 6 years of dreams, 6 years of believing, gone. Her lips trembled, but she stayed strong. "Why did you keep me waiting?" she asked, her voice breaking. Jason said nothing. There was no good answer. That night, Clara went home and sat in the dark for a long time. She didn't scream. She didn't beg. She just whispered, "I gave him my best years." And in that moment, she knew Jason never planned to marry her. He just kept her around. The ring she gave herself. 2 years had passed since Clara walked away from Jason. She was now 31. First, it was hard. The pain stayed in her chest like a deep wound. Sometimes she would wake up and forget they were over. Other times, she cried at the sight of couples holding hands in the street. But little by little, Clara began to heal. She started going on walks again. She took yoga classes. She joined a book club. She found new hobbies, met new people, and slowly, she remembered who she was before she became He woman waiting. Clara had spent so many years hoping for a ring. She had forgotten to build herself. But now she was building again. One day, while journaling at her favorite coffee shop, she had an idea. What if I helped other women like me? What if I shared my story? Not to shame myself, but to set someone else free. That small idea became something big. She started a blog, then a podcast. Then, she launched a wellness brand for women, filled with healing journals, self-love guides, and small events where women could talk, cry, and grow. Now, 2 years later, Clara stood on stage in a bright yellow dress. Her smile was wide, her eyes calm. A small crowd of women sat before her, listening. Behind her was a banner that read, "You are not left behind. You are becoming." She took a deep breath and spoke into the microphone. "For years," she said, "I waited for a ring. I thought that once a man chose me, I would feel worthy, safe, and loved. But now I know, love doesn't mean waiting forever. Waiting doesn't always lead to a wedding. And being chosen by someone else doesn't matter if you haven't chosen yourself." The crowd clapped. Some wiped tears. Others nodded, eyes full of emotion. Clara continued, "I don't hate Jason. I don't even regret those years, because they taught me who I am. I may have lost time, but I found my voice. I found my worth. I found me." After the event, a young woman came to her. "Clara," she said, "do you ever wish you left him earlier?" Clara smiled gently. "Sometimes, but the truth is those years shaped me. They were not wasted. They were in my classroom. I just didn't know it." That night, Clara went home, lit a candle, and opened a small box on her desk. Inside was a simple gold ring, not from a man, not for marriage, but from herself to herself. She slid it onto her finger. This ring was not a promise from someone else. It was a reminder. She is whole. She is worthy. She is enough. And for the first time in a long time, Clara didn't feel like she had been left behind. She felt free. She felt found. She had finally given herself the ring that mattered most. The one called self-love. Moral of the story: never wait so long for someone else's promise that you lose your own voice. Your time is precious. Your worth is not found in a ring, but in how you choose yourself, even after heartbreak. Like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories that heal, teach, and inspire. Folktale Flame, where every story lights a fire inside you.